We won't forget those who make our item harder. Let's go, partner.
Thanks. All right then. Leave it to me. Let's get this over with.
Fight will not stand the end. Fight will give it my very end.
By the Azure Crystal.
Leave it to me.
I will not stand down. You will fall.
Yeah.
Let's go, partner.
Take that.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. It ends here.
This'll do it.
仕上げだ。Prepare yourself.
This'll do it. This'll do it.
Laura here is a cost 30 lightning unit. Her main job is Ranger with sub job Lancer and White Mage. When you upgrade her to EX level, she becomes the Wild Lord Ranger. More on that a little bit. Her Trust Master reward is her little ribbon thing. I don't know what you call it. I mean, it's called Fancy Ribbon, but I have a feeling it has a different name to it. And the idea of this is that it's supposed to be like a beginner's item that offers a little bit of dex and some defense, but it's not worth it, just so you know. Stat wise, Learte has no weaknesses in physical damage, but she's heavily weak to magic, so it's just something to keep in mind. She does have some natural resistance to charm, so that's always a plus if you're running into situations where charm is a thing, but it's not as much as some other units who have 25 resistance, but at least it's something. When looking at Learte's master ability, once you get her to level 80, she's going to gain accuracy rate at 100 and aquatic killer at 100. She's going to start off with 50 once you get her to 40, but it doubles to this once you get to 80. She doesn't get anything additional beyond that, which is kind of a bummer, but this does improve her overall usage by a little bit because she keeps up with the evasion rate as evasion rate is going up thanks to the double VC system and a Trusto system. This helps her keep up there with other high accuracy units while still being a low rarity unit herself. The aquatic killer comes into play for PvE aspects during those raids where you got those water units that are also aquatic, and she pretty much will do more damage to them. But other than that, it has no significant roles for PvP. Not yet, at least. There's no unit that is an aquatic unit. Her reaction ability, the only one that matters is reflex, because reflex is gonna help her just survive. She's squishy like every other ranger in this game, so you don't want her in the front lines. And if you want a chance of survival, reflex is where you want to go. Her other reaction abilities, counter thrust and regeneration, are good for PvE aspects, but that's about it, because she does have the ability to survive better in PvE. But even in that sense, you're gonna want to do reflex. Her support, she has access to focus, which helps reduce activation time for her moves. So her moves like a charge shot and supercharged shot will lower activation rate while raising her missile attack. And then she also has access to Ranger Lore to help with her range and her accuracy even more. Now keep in mind for focus also will help with her white mage skills. So she kind of is a little bit fast on the casting time for that. But I'm going to say right now, you're probably not going to use her for healing. Her other support moves, Pierce Mastery helps with her Lancer attacks, while Deadly Mastery helps with her crit rate. And then March of Saints will prevent her from getting the Doom status, which is great for PvE content that loves to throw Doom at you. Like if they throw a Bloody Moon, then that's where you want to use this ability, if you use her and no other white mage. When looking at her abilities, she has the standard kit that a ranger will have. So she has access to Barrage, which is a nice AoE attack, and then she has access to Mega Charge. But where she really shines would be with her upgrades. Shadow Devour is an upgraded Shadow Bind. Not only will it have a chance to immobilize the enemy, but it will also apply poison to them for 3 turns. Charm Charge is an upgraded charge shot that has a chance of inflicting charm. It does have a casting time, but if you have focus support on her, it's gonna reduce the chances of, it's gonna increase the speed of this move. Her 120 skill, Stop Arrow, will have a chance of inflicting stop onto the opponent, and at a decent range too. So as you can see, her upgraded kit allows her to inflict status conditions from a distance, which is not often seen in a lot of other ranger units. King Curry does have that, but he has Frostbite. She has access to a wide range of stuff. Both Stop and Charm are game changing on the battlefield, while the Shadow Devour, if you could get the Immobilize and the Poison at the same time, that's definitely going to be a game changer for you. When it comes to gearing Learte, she does have built-in accuracy in her master ability, but it doesn't really hurt to give her more accuracy. You want to make sure you can hit your opponents with your status moves. So some of these I'm gonna recommend based on their accuracy or what they can do to help her increase her range. And then keep in mind, some of these are limited or harder to get, but I'm gonna try to suggest some ones that are in the general pool, like from Trustmaster rewards. So to start off, we got the Alexandrite ring. This is a common item that you see in raids, in the raid shops to be exact. The aim type helps, will give 20 accuracy in stats as well as 20 accuracy as an additional ability, and gives a little bit of resistance to all elemental resistance. So a +5 would be really ideal for you to have, and this could be equipped to any unit. So it's great for her to hold, and it will help her survive a little bit more, not too much though, but just a little bit. Bewitching Boots, this is Lucia's Trustmaster reward, and now we have the Trust Stone system. I'm not gonna go in depth to what Trust Stones to put into your Trust Masters. I'll let you guys decide on that. I'm just gonna recommend the rewards themselves and let you customize how you want to see fit with these Trust Master rewards. But the reason why I'm recommending this Trust Master is because it will raise Learte's range by 1 for 3 turns and give her more agility. She's on the slower end of the spectrum, so this is going to help with her speed and keep her back more, because her range is going to increase by 1 and prevents her from going out there too much. Next up is Venera's Trustmaster, Bewitching Heals. The reason why I recommend this is because Learte is squishy. And she's gonna die pretty easily to almost any attack in the PvP world. But this Trustmaster does have some accuracy in it as well as agility. The ability will give the user the ability to hide for a few turns while giving the user Light Eater for 3 turns. This is great for Learte because then she's less likely to get targeted, and if you're facing light units, you're going to do a little bit more damage to them. Next up, this is more on the limited side. This is Laura's Backpack. This is Laura's Croft's Trustmaster reward. If you don't have this, it's okay. It's similar to the Bewitching Heals Boots, in which it raises range by 1, but instead of agility, this is critical damage. Next up, we have the Platinum Bow. This is a crafting item that comes and goes, and it's, if you want Learte to be a damage dealer, then you're gonna want this bow. I have the Assault type, but it comes, I believe it comes as an aim type as well, and it provides some defense piercing, so she's gonna be doing a little bit more damage. Next up is the Producer's Bowtie. Now this is more of an advanced play, and it is also a limited item, so not a lot of people are gonna have this. But the reason why I'm suggesting this is for its ability that has move down for 3 turns. Learte loves to move forward so she could do her attacks, and her natural range is on the low end. So by having this equip, you're gonna keep her in the back a little bit longer, and this will help her power up a bit more based on whatever Trustmaster you're using. Like if you're using bells, then she'll definitely use bells instead of trying to attack, and it'll allow the enemy to move closer to her while she'll have an advantage of hitting them first. Next up, we have Reincarnation. This is Fina's Trustmaster reward, and the reason why I'm recommending this is because on normal attack it has a chance of granting charm. And then finally is the Wolf Mask. This is similar to the Alexandrite ring, but more accessible to players. If you have challenge keys, this is one of the challenge missions that you could unlock, and this is one of the better accuracy items in the game, alongside the Alexandrite ring, of course, in that it offers not only accuracy but as well as dexterity, and it has an accuracy ability on top of that. Oh, one more item I forgot to mention: the hunting bow, which is Corwell's Trustmaster reward, is a nice item for Learte to have because it has decent attack as well as accuracy. And if you're facing evasion units, this is gonna have a chance of bringing their evasion down, because Learte is a high accuracy unit, and this ability isn't based on faith. It's just a percentage. I believe it's a 40% chance of proccing. I don't remember. This might be a good idea for her to hold and help you against those evasion units that just love to evade a lot. When it comes to Espers, there's not many to talk about for Learte to hold, but the one thing you just want to keep in mind is, as long as it's an Esper that has missile attack or lightning up attack or something that will help her survive, then you're pretty good. But these are the ones that I highly recommend her to have. This first one is Kurel. I think I'm saying that right. The kitty Esper. And this is probably her best Esper to hold, because it plays with her strengths so well. It offers missile attack, it offers lightning up attack, even offers aquatic killer, which benefits her because she just hates aquatic creatures. So it has that. It has some accuracy. It offers some pierce resistance for her. Water Eater. This is by far the best Esper for Learte to hold. So if you're only going to train one, then this will be the one for her. Next up is Chocobo. Chocobo is a good choice because it also offers missile attack, but it offers more missile attack than Kitty Esper that we just talked about. But we also have access to slash resistance, and then we have some other stuff like Stone Killer, Earth Eater. If you feel like you're facing Earth units, then you might want to consider that. On top of that, Chocobo is a healing type Esper, so if you do raise the equivocation magic, then it's going to offer more heals, which is something to just think about. Another Esper I want to mention is Tetra Sylpha. She offers missile attack as well, and aquatic killer, and probably has better stats than Kitty Esper, but you have to play around with that. There's one more Esper I do want to mention, and he's not out just yet as of the making of this video, but that's going to be Dark Odin. Dark Odin has in his tree a node that allows the user to have a better chance of inflicting poison. This is great for units like Learte because Learte has Shower, Devour, and Poison Arrow, 2 poison type moves, and poison is a big deal in PvP. Not as big as a deal as Charm or Stop, but it can change the tide of battle if you can inflict it sooner. So that's something to keep in mind. I believe Odin will be coming out pretty soon. Probably by the time I have this video released, it's out. So that's another suggestion. Now that we have the sub vision card system in global, vision cards are going to be more of a thing when equipping to your units so that they become stronger and you can clear content better. Especially in the PvP world where you want to be the very best that no one ever was. But here are some cards that Learte might want to hold. but because she's more support than damage, you can pretty much put her with any card as long as it helps the team overall. These cards I'm gonna suggest would be for herself to help her out. So this first one is new type subjects. This is a card tailored to Lucia, but any ranger missile type unit can use it. It's a rainbow card effect that gives missile attack up and unit attack resistance up. It has another party ability that's meant for wind units, giving them strike resistance. So if you have Learte with some wind units, then this is something that you want her to hold. What's great about this card, it has a bestowed ability of acquire AP up 30%. Now this is really big for any ranger type unit because again, they're one of those units that starve for AP if you're not using bells. So something like this is really important. And the next card, now that we have the subs VC system in place, is highly recommended if you're using any type of ranger class or any unit that's starving for AP and you don't have access to bells. And this is Fleeting Blossom Banquet. This card has a party ability of acquire AP up 50%, and it has a party ability for dark units, giving them critical damage up 25. Now, when you put this card in the sub slot, it's gonna give 40% up instead of 50. That's not a huge drop. That's still really good, especially if someone is holding new type subject giving 30% AP. The person is gonna get between 70 to 80% of their AP back when they're either casting TP or doing a normal attack, and that's huge. Next up, we have Frederica's Dream. Now this card is for Frederica herself, but Learte is also a ranger that is lightning. She could take advantage of this. Then we have the kitty card, and I can even pronounce all that. It gives lightning units attack up, dexterity, and acquire AP up 30%. It's pretty much the other cards roll into one on top of some dexterity, which is great for Learte because if you stack on more accuracy to her, she's not gonna have to rely on sharpshooting. She could just use her status effects onto any evasion units that come her way. On top of that, the bestowed ability gives lightning units agility up, which is something she definitely needs. And then finally, it's another MR card. This one is Sharpen Concentration. The reason why I'm recommending this is because it has missile attack up, just like new test subjects, but it has a bestowed of accuracy up 20. There's not many cards that have this bestowed of accuracy up. It is at the cost of Spirit down 5, but as long as you're keeping Learte back, it's okay. Plus, she's squishy anyway. Like she dies pretty quickly. She's not as squishy as Mitch, but she's near there. So the spirit down doesn't really affect her too much. Alright, today's team is an interesting one. I'm trying to do more rainbow teams just to spice things up, because it's pretty easy to just throw units into their own element teams, because then they get more powered up and they'll do more damage, they get more health, stuff like that. But I'm trying to explore units in more of a rainbow fashion, or at the very least 2 elements instead of all 3. So this team is going to be Learte, Laura, and Mont. The idea is for Learte to power up with bells and to stay back, so that's why I have the bow tie with her. And Laura here is going to use her gunner ability to increase Learte's range. So we have here aim fire. So that way Learte doesn't have to move up too much to do some damage. Learte here, she has the diamond coat, which is going to help with her AP consumption, getting AP back, as well as some missile piercing rate. But she's more here just to do her status stuff. So her charm and her stop arrow. Those are the two things that are turned on melee. Laura here is going to be not only providing the buffs onto Learte with the gunner, she's also going to be doing adrenaline for some attack up and giving herself some more AP. And then she's going to provide backup with damage on top of being an evasive unit herself. So I gave her Prompto's wristband for more man-eater, and then she's holding Winter Coat for some evasion. And then I gave her Learte's gun because this gun is pretty good. Especially when you start putting trust stones on it, it gets really, really good. If you don't have this gun, the other gun I recommend for Laura to hold would be Ryryu's Trustmaster Reward, because that has more evasion onto it. So then it will help Laura be more dodgy. As for cards, Laura's holding Crisis card to help Laura out. And then she's holding the Banquet card for the acquire AP up. So that way she could just get more AP herself. Oops. Laura is holding her own card while she's holding new test subject in the sub slot for just more damage. And then King Mont here, he's our tank. I built him to be as tanky as possible to slash units at the very least. And then we see here, so he has 50% in slash, some in pierce and missile, and then he has all these resistance, elemental resistance towards elements, thanks to both the fire ring and demon wall Esper. I gave him some accuracy thanks to the Alexandrite ring, which also helps with his bulk. He's on Shikuchi, so he can move up faster because I want him to get into the battlefield to tank as soon as possible. This way Learte could start raining arrows onto the enemy and Laura could get into position to do her shooting. And then the cards he's holding would be his own personal card and Ifrit just to increase his attack power and some defense and HP. And that's pretty much it. Alright, for this matchup we got Jayden, Elena, and Englebert. So let's see how this goes. And yeah, this using the art is not easy, that's for sure. She's more of a fun unit I've been having with. But alright, so the start of the battle is pretty simple. Laura's gonna walk in and power up herself and Learte. Learte's gonna do her AP restoration move, and she's gonna move 2 spaces up because that's all she can do thanks to the bow. So while the enemies are moving in closer, Laura's gonna have another chance to do her range buff onto herself and to Learte. So now Laura here is gonna be able to go on this ledge and get into range to do a charm shot. So we got the charm off, which is great. So now Elena's gonna turn on the enemy and start killing them off, so we don't have to worry about too much from there. Learte has the opportunity to do another charm shot. Oh, we got a disable. So boom, Jayden got charmed, but he's down. Now Elena's gonna go after Englebert, but her charm goes away. She has high evasion, so it's gonna be hard to hit her still, but I'm confident Learte's gonna be able to do it. Oh, this Elena has Kodama sub job. It's another charm shot, but Englebert's disabled, so he's not gonna be able to do much. And now Mont's down for the count, but he did his job. So let's see. No stop arrow there. Laura's having trouble hitting Elena. And now Elena's gonna get her revenge right here with her limit break. So let's see how much that's gonna do. Yeah, Learte's gonna go down. Which kinda sucks. Oh. Laura got a shot in just in time. And Laura's gonna come in and do more damage to Englebert. Englebert survives on courage. Procs another courage, so now Laura's gonna have to pop that, and it goes to time, but we won, so that's great. That was actually a good battle right there. All right, our next matchup, we're gonna do Mont versus Glassy versus Cetia. Mont and the girls. Let's see how this goes. I'm hoping I could get a charm shard in Glassy, and she could just start wrecking face. I don't know who's in the middle. I think it's Glassy, but if Mont's close enough, then he's the one who's gonna get either charm that or stop the arrow. One of those two. But this matchup could go any way. Even though I have Laura here as a water unit, she's not gonna be able to handle just 3 units at once. But we'll see. Mont proccing his hate so he could draw away fire. Cetia is gonna move in and do her limit break, which is gonna hurt because I'm not even prepared too much for missile attack. Okay, it did decent damage. I thought it was gonna do way more, but hey, that's the power of tanks. So okay, Laura is gonna go on the ledge here, just like plan, and charm shot. Boom, Mont is charmed. So now he's gonna do some damage towards his allies. While my Mont goes down, he's not gonna survive that hit. So we got a charm, and then we got a disable. Cetia goes down. So now Learte's gonna try to stop Glassy. Didn't work out, and she goes down pretty easily. Glassy didn't like that, but Glassy now goes down. So now it's just Mont versus Laura. Mont's gonna have a little bit of trouble hitting Laura, and Laura's gonna up her evasion even more. So I think this is gonna be in the bag, but who knows? Like, anything can happen. But he's going down slowly, and I think after this next attack from Laura that he's gonna go down. Yep. Down for the count, and got another win there. Alright, final thoughts on the art. I'm gonna say that she's a hard unit to use. She's not easy. She's easier than some other units I've mentioned that are hard, but she's not something I could recommend everyone to EX right away. One of her issues is that she wants to move up to the front a lot, and because she doesn't have that big of a range compared to other rangers like Fina, for example, she's less likely to engage the enemy quickly enough unless you play around with her equipment so that she can. You have to utilize other units to help increase her range as well, which is great, that's fine. But it does suck when she doesn't have it herself. Now, granted, her kit is actually pretty great, in my opinion, at EX level. And the reason why I say in my opinion, because I'm the type of person that loves status conditions. If you're not a person who relies on status conditions or wants to rely on status conditions, Laura, it's an automatic no, do not even bother. but because these status conditions, charm and stop, can change the tide of battle, I do like it, and it's something I would recommend players who are like me that like to do those status conditions to use Learte. You just have to play around with her weaknesses a lot to make it work. Now, with that said, do I recommend you take her to 120? I don't. I love her. She's one of my favorite War Divisions units. But I can't recommend taking her to EXs because, again, you're heavily reliant on the status conditions to work so that you could swing the tide of battle to your favor. Now, we have Dark Odin coming out as of the making of this video, and he's going to help with units who love to apply poison. So that's going to work for Learte here. If there's going to be other Espers, other ways for the other status conditions to have that similar effect of having an increased chance of afflicting, then she's going to get better. So if, like, for example, there's a Esper that says, hey, you have a increased chance of inflicting charm, then she's going to become really good, because again, she's up there as one of the better units to inflict charm on, but that title still goes to Water Zazan. In my opinion, he's one of the better charm users, but she's not too far off from him. And same thing with stop. If there's something that says, hey, I have a better chance of inflicting stop, then she's great for that. But as it stands right now, I can't recommend her to EX level. If you do decide to EX her, is it a good idea to get her level 120 skill? And I say yes, it is a great idea to get that skill, because stop arrow is a very, very turn of the battle type move, and you can't go wrong with getting that. Using a blossom for that, it's a good move. So if you're gonna EX her, you're gonna want that move. I will say this: her AI does prioritize Shadow Devour over the other two. So if you're looking to just use charm and stop arrows, then you're gonna want to turn that off, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm hoping with Odin coming out, that's gonna change a little bit. It's something I'm gonna test out when I get Odin. I don't know if I'm pulling for him or not. But other than that, that will do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Laters.